Okay. Good evening to all. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
you are audible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Good evening.
Mhm. Today's discuss the topic is BLIE 226, means Management of Library and Information Center. Management, how to manage the library and information center, and what is the procedure to maintain the manage the library information center. First, I discuss the what is management. Management is the process of setting and achieving goals through the executions of five basic management functions. That is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, that utilize human, financial, and material resources. Okay, I share my PPT. Uh, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, Already discussed that topic is BLI 226. In this block, I will discuss the principles and functions of management. What is total quality management?
Voice.
Uh, Change.
Sorry.
What is yes?
Everyone.
Yes. What is change management? Application principle of management in library and information centers. I will discuss one by one. What is management? I will also discuss the schools of management thought are broadly divided into three categories. Management schools are divided into three categories. One is called classical management theory, another is called neoclassical management theory, and last is the modern management theory. Classical management theory. Classical management theory, mm, the time frame of the classical management theory is 1880 to 1920. It depends on organization centric. In this era, Henry Fewell, C.I. Barnard, and L. Arwick given their opinion in this next neoclassical management theory. The time frame of the neoclassical management theory is 1920 to 1950. 1950. Neoclassical management theory depends on the person centric. Classical management theory depends on the organization centric. Neoclassical management theory depends on the person centric and human
Uh,
oriented. In this time, Elton Mayo, W.J. Dixons are giving their opinion of neoclassical management theory. Last modern management theory, 1950s to till now. In this era is called the modern management theory. Litchfield giving their opinion in modern management theory. We all over know that fathers of scientific management, Frederick W. Taylor is called the father of scientific management. Next, levels of management. We managers are being divided into three groups. One is the level three levels. One is the supervisory level. Next is the middle managers level, and the last top managers level. Managerial skills. Their kind the basic skills are identified to be required by managers. One is technical skills required is managerial skills required. That three kinds of basic skills is required to be given. Prove you are the managers. One is the technical skills. Next is the human skills and the conceptual skill. Technical skills includes use of specific knowledge, methods, process, and practice. Human skills depends on the ability to interact with other. Our conceptual skills deals with the idea and abstract relationships. Now the seven managerial functions. I discussed the seven managerial function is called the POSCOR. POSDCORB, POSCOR. P stands for planning, O for organizing, S staffing, D for directing, CO stands for coordinating, R for reporting, and B budgeting. Yeah, this postcard is evolved by two management scientists. One is Luther Gallic and L. Arwick. Have coined these terms, acronym for 1937. This They are published their opinion in administrative management theory, uh, books of the administrative management theory. P stands for planning. There are the rational approach and principles to follow the planning process. Planning should be start with where we are rather than with where we want to be. Planning includes should be start with where we are now where we are, and in future where we want to be. Flexibility must be built into the new plans. In library perspective, uh, uh, we are plan in nowadays in future perspective and development of ICT. We This plan is much more flexible. The flexible must be built into the plans. The plans must be closely integrated. The plans should be documented and distributed to all members of the management team. Plans should be reviewed periodically throughout the year. Last point is the plans should be reviewed periodically throughout the year. Now the organizing. Organizing involves analyze the entire activity of an organization into homogeneous type of works and jobs, assigning these activities to specific positions and persons, and providing a means for coordinating the efforts of individual and groups. Now, staffing. Staffing function includes human resource of planning, recruitment and selection, that is the HR, training and development, rewards and compensations, health and the safety, employee coaching, orientation, performance appraisal. Next to coordinating. This is the process of linking several activities to achieve a function's whole in the organizations. In other words, it is process of ensuring that persons who perform interdependent activity work together in a way that contribute to overall goal attainment. Next, reporting. Reporting means it converts of directing. Reporting serves the purpose of keeping authorities and the public at large informed about the performance, achievement, and with the health self assessment, but also by maintaining good public relations. Libraries usually generate a great amount of statistical data and reports. Last is the budgeting. Budgeting is the main factor. But budget depends on the successful of the plan. Budget is one of the plan document. It is the statement of planned allocation of resource expressed in financial and numerical terms. Budgeting includes financial planning, accounting, and controlling. Next, already knows that the Fawells is the father of scientific management. Fawells divided into their idea into 14th division, 14th principles, first principles of the division of work. It is a very important question. Fawells principles, 14 principles based on his experience. One is the division of work. Specialization allows workers or managers to acquire an ability, sureness, and accuracy which will increase output. Division of work. Suppose the library they have a various division. One is accession division, cataloging division, classification division, issue return division, ICT development, ICT arrangement division. So now when we recruit the staff of the library, mm, uh, according to their experience, according to their qualification, we will put the different division of work was very essential. The next, the authority, the right to give orders and the powers to exact obedience are the essence of the authority. Next is discipline. All know that discipline is common factor of the obedience, application, energy, and outward marks of the respect between employees and employer. Every organization discipline is required. Without discipline, organization cannot be sustained. Discipline must be required. Next, unity of command. Unit command uh, comes from top to top to lower or lower to top level. The unity of command for any actions whatsoever, an employee should receive order from other superiors only, and receive from the order from lower level to from lower to higher level. Unity of the directions. One head any one plan should lead a group of achieves having the same objectives. Subordinate of individual interest to general interest. In library perspective, um, every staff of the library, their motto is to serve the users, to satisfy the customers. Customers means the stakeholder of the library. There is academic library, researcher, or faculty members, or students. It is required. Subordinate individual interest to general interest of the library to serve the satisfy to the users. Remuneration of the personnel. The price of the service rendered should be fair and should be satisfactory. Remuneration should be fair and should be without remuneration nobody can work. Nobody can enthusiasm. Centralization. Send everything that serves to reduce the importance of an individual subordinate's role is centralization. Scalar chain, the change from the managers from the highest to the lowest is called the scalar chain or chain of command order. This principle is the simple advocacy of the place for everyone. This principle is to simple advocacy of the place for everyone. Order, equity, kindness, and justice should be practiced by persons in authority. Stability of tenure of the personnel. Reduce the turnover of the personnel will result more efficiency and the fewer expenses. Stability of the tenure of the personnel in this time, everybody is the fear. The job is job stability of their job. Job is stability of the job is very much required. Uh, Stability is very much required to more efficiency to getting from the more efficiency from the staff. Initiative, people should be allowed the freedom to purpose and to execute ideas at all levels of an enterprises. Last, despite the corps, managers have to duty to promote harmony and to discourage and avoid those things that disrupt harmony. Next, discuss the TQM. It is very important questions. What is TQM? TQM is a philosophy and not a technique. It is based on the three basic concepts: quality control, employee participation, and customer satisfaction. The three basic concepts is quality control, employees participation, and customer satisfaction. Library area quality control. The at first we purchase and procure the document as per the needs of the users. Employee participation, every staff's their motto is the satisfied to the user, and customer satisfaction to disseminate the information to the user as per their required need. TQM is a management approach for an organization centered on quality based on the participation of all its members and aim to long-term success through customer satisfaction and benefits to all members of the organization and to society. In TQM, Total Quality Management, customer satisfaction is the organization foremost priority. The first priority is the customer satisfaction, because success of the organization depends upon the customer satisfaction. TQM can be elaborated, defined as total quality and management. Total means, it means everyone in the organization is responsible for quality. Every one of the organization is responsible for quality, irrespective of their position and function. Like, every staff of the library, their motto is the service to the serve to the stakeholder, irrespective of their designation, irrespective of their positions, uh, in a library assistants or assistant librarian or librarian or information officer, irrespective of designation. Also, their motto is the serve to the stakeholder. Quality, quality meeting customer needs, the lowest cost, first time, every time, produce serve according to the customers. In library area, library perspective, the quality means the right users at the right time, at the right place, we serve their right information. That's called the quality. Last is the management. Management, continuous improvement by an interactive network of the communication and control, commitment of top managers, and the optimum utilization of the resources. Next, implementation of TQM in libraries and information center. Quality management is used for a long time in industries. Basically, it is used in the industries, but the service institutions like libraries have more recently started applying TQM to provide quality service to the users. As we have discussed in the previous area, the library is the service-oriented organization with major goal. Library is the major goal to serve the customers. A library users or patron or a customers, as a customer demand a service and expects the library should provide that service. The prime objectives of the library is to provide information service at, and products to the users. TQM offers an approach for libraries to design processes, policies, and jobs so that they are the best and most effective methods for serving users needs by the eliminating inefficiencies and assuring quality service. Next, the librarians must find out what readers want to concentrate upon providing it. Designing the appropriate service means who are the customers, what do they want, what can the library provide and meet the user expectation, how libraries know about their performance, what need to be changed or continued according to performance to the service or product the library, how to library communicate with the users, to what extent library knows the current and potential needs to the users. Now, the concept of change and change management. Change management is nothing. Change is the defined to make or become different, give or begin to have to different from. Change means in library perspective, the change is required for development of ICT. Everybody knows in, change is required in our day-to-day life, and advancement of technology, we have to change from traditional way to conventional or traditional way to modern way. Change also means dissatisfaction with the old and believe in the new. Change means the dissatisfaction the old and believe in the new. আমরা এভরিবডি আমরা প্রতিদিনই প্রায় দেখি যে ইন মোবাইল area, every company publish their new models in a few after 6 months, after 8 months, they publish their new models. Change is required. Change underlines a qualitatively different way of perceiving, thinking, behaving, and to improve over the past and present. In change management process, the change of a systems are implemented in the controlled manner by the following predefined framework models, so to some extent with reasonable modification. Change management means the plan, initiate, realize, control, then finally stability to change process on both corporate and personal level. তাহলে why the users, why the staff, why the person's resistance to change? First, point is the lack of understanding. The employees do not understand why the change is happening when they don't have sufficient knowledge about the change. Some communication problems are often related to the aspect of change. In library perspective, the staff, they do not have sufficient knowledge in software. They do not have sufficient knowledge in hardware. So their lack of understanding, so they are resist to change. The same point is that employees do not understand why the change is happening when they do not have sufficient knowledge about the change. Some communication problems are often related to this change. Without understanding the reasons behind the change, it becomes quite difficult for people to accept the change. Fear from unknown to failure. This is very important. Employees resist change because they have to learn something new. They fear the unknown and about their ability to adapt it. People are always suspicious about the unfamiliar things. They are concerned about how to get from the old to new because it involves learning something new with risk of the failure. They are very much satisfied with the status quo and try to maintain it. Fear to unknown. Every staff in day-to-day life, online banking, every people's most common people's are fear to how to access to online banking. That's the fear. The lack of competencies. Sometimes employees resist change because they don't have the required competencies as needed when and after the change is implemented. They don't want to show their weakness, that why the resist change. Sometimes they presume that their lack of competencies may cost them their job. Lack of competencies, maybe they have to lack of competency, they have to fear. Employees feel overloaded. Sometimes the employees do not have sufficient time to engage with the change. They are not to position to handle two things simultaneously, that is handle change and carry their current responsibilities. Genuine objectives. Employees resist it because they don't share the value driving the change. Next, change management in library information center, different areas we have to change. First, the library information center, the other knowledge-based organization are facing the wave of change. The main types of change in this organization are technological advance. Libraries are always pioneers in adopting any technology, including information technology. Change from an existing setup to new environment has its own set of problems, and this increase when applied in service institutions like libraries. The following are clearly evident change in library. Ownership to access. Ownership to access. In previous days, library provide library disseminate the information only hard copy এবং লাইব্রেরি now in technology advancement, libraries or information center, they can provide the hard copy along with the digital copy and this print copy. Previously we cater the serve the users only hard copy of the documents. Now we serve the digital copy of the any document, print books to digital books, print journal to e-journal, cataloging to OPEC. In previous days, we search the documents into the library to cut through card catalog, by the card catalog. Nowadays, we search the books through OPEC. OPEC means online public access catalog. It depends on the it made on the basis of mark machine access retrievable catalog. So every users they search from the documents, search from the books in anywhere in remote access. They can access in remote place. So the change management in which area we change the libraries, the cataloging sections, documentation section, the print books to digital books, catalog, card catalog through OPEC online public access catalog. Need of change management in libraries. The change management process, the change management process is not a very effective in the libraries. The libraries, as compared to other organizations, are far behind in providing technology and qualitative service to the users. The facilities available to present in quite inadequate of libraries. Steps followed while implementing the change libraries: make decisions, conceptualize change, prepare the library for change, organize the planning group, and plan the change. Next, the housekeeping operations. In earlier class, we discussed the four major functions in the library. First function is the acquisition of the documents. Acquisitions, it includes the accession of the documents, purchase of the document, ordering, vendoring, purchase after purchasing of the or acquisition of the purchasing of the document. The next process is the processing of the after purchasing of the document. Next work is the processing of the document. It includes two work. One is the classification of the document. Next is the cataloging the document. After classification and cataloging work, the document is arranged to the shelf according to classification scheme. According to classification, you all know that the knowledge is classified. The world knowledge is classified between according to DDC 0 to 9. So we arrange the books in our library according to classification scheme 002. At the end point is 999. Next, after proper shelving the document, then the work is the library the disseminate of the information according to the user demand. First work is the basic housekeeping work, the housekeeping operation. Acquisition, first work is acquisition of the document. Acquisition functions is performed by the libraries to satisfy the information need of the library users. The job of this section is to identify the user needs and the source appropriate for satisfying the needs. The how to in which document is required to the users, which type of books are kept our library. It depends on the demand of the demand of the needs of the users. Two methods are includes here. The available one is the direct method for collecting information on the user needs. One is the interview of the users through circulation of the questions among the users, through suggestions in writing received from the user. An indirect method includes goals and missions of the parent body, course of the study of the research areas, records and reference days, research scholars profiles, history, cultures of the literature of the users community, circulation and reading room records, subject-wise core list in various disciplines. Next, um, how to select the documents. The following a sample selection of the documents depends on the various principles. I will discuss the three principles. One, the Darius principles. Very important. The Darius principle. Darius prescribed these principles in this book. Book selection published by the ALA. ALA stands for American Library Association 1930. It is a list of 21 points. The gist of the principles is that the aim of the selection should be to provide the right book to the right reader at the right time. Very important term. To provide the right book to the right reader at the right time. Next, the principle is a Dewey's principles. Melville Dewey suggested that in selecting document, the librarian should see the document, the best reading for the largest number at the least cost, the best reading for the largest number at the least cost. Next principle is the father of the libraries, father of the nations, or the father of the libraries science, the Ranganathan principles. According to the S.R. Ranganathan, documents falls under three categories: documents which are to basis or primary interest to the users, documents which may be required at one time to other, supplement of the basic document, and documents which are no relevance to the primary area of work. The first category is called umbral document. The second is the penumbral document, and the third is called aligned document. The very important principles is the Ranganathan principles. Various in this slide discuss the various selection tools, which selection, which sources for selecting the documents, in which selection tools we are used to that selecting to the documents. One is the first is the publisher catalog or booksellers catalog. In right side, the examples of the publishers catalog. One example is the Macmillan catalog, the Oxford University Press. Next is the trade journals, book trade journal. Already discussed what is book trade journal. Book trade journal, publishers weekly or booksellers. They publish their in which books are published and which books are coming to the published. Everybody informations are recorded to the book trade journal. Book reviewing journals, abstracting journals, national bibliography. Already discussed the Indian National Bibliography published in the CRIL Central Reference Library, CRL Central Reference Library in National Library of India Central Reference Library Division. Next, the BNB, British National Bibliography, survey type bibliography. Next, bibliography or the basic bibliographies of the basic books, source of bibliographic verification, printed catalog of major libraries, different electronic source, the electronics tools we depend on the so for selecting the documents. One is the Library of Congress, CSD Alert Service, Association of Research Library, Directory of the 11 Journals, Newsletter, LexisNexis EBSCO database, Publisher of Booksellers Directory, Publishers and Booksellers Directory. Now I discuss the problems in acquisition of sources, problem of acquisition of documents. Which what type of problem we face the acquisition of documents? The most common problem of constraint of financial resources. Every library organization have faced the constraint of financial resources. Next, the selection of the principles. It depends. It includes publishers versus agent, independent orders versus order through consortium, online booksellers, problems specific to Indian libraries, Indian book market, acquisition of foreign publications, acquisition of Indian publication, Next, different terms of conditions are applied. I will discuss common problem. First major problem is constraint of financial resources. All know that funds available to the libraries for acquisition have been a major constraint all over the world. One reason is the unpredictability of exact nature of the demands of the sources. Next, the selection principles. A successful plan of the acquisition is depend upon the selection of the resourceful and dependable team of the suppliers. In certain cases, payment to suppliers are to be made in advance. That example, that is the every official publication, periodical subscription, they demand the demand payment made the payment demand in advance payment. Next problem specific to Indian libraries, book market. India is a long country, but all areas are not equally developed with respect of the book market. Everybody when we required one book, we then we go to the book market. Famous book market in our city is the College Street Book Market. But all areas are not equally developed with respect of the book market. Major publishers and stockists are concerned are concentrated in the few metropolitan cities. Uh, mm, we mm, uh, mm, we make the library catalog. We face the name of the place of the publication. We see that the main place of the publication, most of the publication cities, the metropolitan, either Chennai, Delhi, Calcutta, Madras, or Bangalore is the five metropolitan cities. Libraries face the major problems in getting prompt information about new publications and receipt of consignment of the book ordered or to Indian foreign publishers. The problem is greatly eased with the internet and e-resources. Next is the problem of trade discount. Unlike foreign countries in India, there is a no agreement between the book trade and the library association about uniform trade discount. Various problems are this trade discounts among authorities toward librarians. Um, uh, uh, so we can face the various problems to discuss our authority in terms of academic library. We can um, authority says that the in that particular publisher you can discount the 18% or particular in that publishers who can discuss the 20%. So the problem of the trade discount, it is not uniform in our country. No standard is written of any places. Problem acquiring foreign language publication. Librarians building up the collecting in European and Asian language books face real problem as there are hardly and stockiest dealing in this language. Next, acquisition of Indian problems with central and state government publication. Selecting tools for central and state government publication are not available on time. The government publication department are yet to organize their sales systems to professionalize. Now, the discuss the terms and conditions of the supply. In case of printed source for negotiation, a trade discount, foreign exchange conversion rate, and the different conditions are to impose. Next, the document procurement method. Libraries procure documents through various means. We may group these means into two broad categories: acquisition through payment or acquisition without making payment. Acquisition without through payment. Acquisition through monetary payment means It includes standing vendor method, books on approval method, regular or order publishers, open purchase, standing order method, blanket order method, tender system, quotation method, and dealer library plan. Next, the acquisition through payment of kind, acquisition under institutional membership, acquisition under exchange arrangement, acquisition books, acquisition through different types of institution. They have to give to the donations and deposit, free access the electronic resources. We can access different types of free electronic resources through internet. Next, problem with procurement of electronic resources. Electronic e-resources means electronic resources. First problem is the electronic quality of data is difficult to assess before acquisition. We search the term in Google, millions of such result is coming. So quality of which result is more relevant. So it is judgment is the very difficult. Quality of data is difficult to assess before acquisition. No source like journal citation report is available for e-resources. Electronic sources often exclude certain auxiliary information such as letters to the editors, news about conference. Stability to text over a period of time is often doubtful. Stability of text over a period of time often doubtful. So it is difficult to procurement of electronic resources. More than one price model are mind blogging. Many firms like electronic subscription with print subscription, academic press, electronic database are accessed under agreement which spells the following points: number of category of users, uh, number of category, how many users are accessed at a time, one user or two users or five users. It is difficult to procurement of electronics. Time period of access. Suppose the examples, we have purchased the electronic document for the academic session 2021 to 22. After 22-23 academic session, we cannot access this type of document. Time period is over. It is very difficult to access to electronic resources, or to procurement of electronic resources. Places from the where accessible is available. Uh, place or places where the accessible, it is IP based access. You can access only through your institution, but remote access is not available. It is difficult. Archiving facilities for subscribed journal, one subscription is cancelled. Subscriptions or AMC is cancelled. So we cannot access in previous journal. So archiving facility subscription, one subscription is cancelled. We cannot access the previous or perpetual access. We cannot access of the particular or previous access document. Extent of document regarding hardware and software. In case of CD provisions for uploading information, clarification on copyright. Copyright is big. Copyright violation is bigger problem to procurement of electronic resources. Now, next work is the I'll discuss very easily processing work. Physical processing one is the physical processing work. It depends on the after completion of the accessioning by acquisition, then physical processing work is required. Dust cover, stamping with library name stamp, paste various label, tags, books, pockets, barcode, putting call number at various places in case in the book of in the catalog card, filing the catalog card, writing call number, author and title on the book card, preparing list the addition fixed interval for display for the circulation among the faculty member. Next, to already discussed technical processing to includes one is classification of the books and another is cataloging book. Classification already you know that the in Indian scenario, we every library maintain processes the classification to follow the classification scheme in DDC. Classification work is carried out the bring the organization the library material. It is achieved by assigning a code number. Classification number is the call number is the means of the classification number, and the book number and classification number is mixed, and the mixed and the to classification number. Classification is required for every document. The work of classification, the following distinct job: checking duplication, deciding the basic class, detailed class number, working out to book number, working out subject heading, checking class number by the chief classifier, need for classification. I will discuss very short. All classification is required. Libraries material are constantly in use. Both the borrowing and the browsing in the stacks. Acquisition of new material is one ongoing activities in libraries. The new acquisition have to accommodate in their proper place of shelves. Staffs in the library, like any organization, keeping changes unless the library follows a schemes, a classification, the authority manual. Books returned from the binder or binding unit after binding are replaced in the respective shelves with the help of the call number based on the adapted scheme of the classification. Next, the cataloging scheme. Um, we have follow the cataloging scheme in AACR, Anglo-American Cataloging Rules, CCC Classified Cataloging Code. Now, in advancement of the ICT, we follow the cataloging now the we follow the cataloging principles in the mark format, machine access retrievable format mark. In earlier days, we follow the AACR 2 or Anglo American Cataloging Rules to second revision is one code which worldwide accepted. In cataloging a book, following jobs are carried out: preparation of the main entry, preparation of the self list, preparation of the added and reference entry. Next, the bibliographical details under the following details fall under the following area. Need the title of the statement, the edition area, imprint area, collation area, series area, note area, and ISBN area. So already we have to discuss in another teacher. Now discuss the niche for cataloging. Cataloging helps choosing a specific title among the books on a subject through bibliographic information about book in the catalog card. The multiple entries for a book help user in locating in the catalog desired book about whose author was not sure but knew other bibliographical details. The classified part of the subject catalog in directed dictionary catalog gives an idea amount of the material in a library on a given subject and a subdivision. The date of publication in the catalog helps reader know the how up to date is the material in the book. Next, the charging process. Charging process means the issue the fourth I already discussed the four major works. One is the taxation, then is the classification, then cataloging, then the work is the issue return of the document. Related issue return of document is the called the charging process. Brown system. Brown is the name of the librarian. Nina E. Brown, librarian of the Library Bureau, Boston, who developed the system towards the close of the 19th century. Under the system, each member is given as many pocket type of membership card as the number of documents. He or she is entitled to borrow from a library. The card bears uh, name, address, membership number of the borrower. The borrower presents a book for borrowing along with the library card. Counter staff of the library takes out the book card from the books and put it into the pocket of the library card. stamps in the due issue date on the date slip in the book and gives to the borrower. The book card along with the borrower's card is filled behind the date guide in the charging tray. When the books is presented for discharging, the staff with the help of due date in the book takes out from the charging tray and the relevant books card along with the borrower's library card. The book is put to the trolley for shelving and borrowers get the back of the library card. The main function is the issue return of the book. Hmm. Main one is the follow the bound system and the various library follow the network charging system. Network system also came to the use around the same time of the Newark, New Jersey's public libraries. Its positive attribute include the accurate file. Examples of samples of the material use the Newark charging system. Already know the library card includes the name of the library, membership number, borrower's name. The examples already we'll discuss in our SLM. Changing concept now. Uh, Already time is coming. Okay, okay. Now I will the last area. Uh, Changing concept of the library building. Changing library already know the advancement of the ICT. Everybody life is changed, so the library concept of library building is to be changed. If libraries have changes in media for recording information and knowledge from clay tablets through papyrus, silk, palm leaves to papers and film. In earlier days, the books, man's written for written by the clay tablets, papyrus, silk, now to papers and flames and frames as well as schools. Surely they are going to survive through the digital era as well. Thus, there has been a need for building for a library through all the various stages through which a recording of human knowledge has traveled and is likely to travel in future. But the changes in storage design and its communication have also led to the changes in design the library building. The style of impressive structure has now given way to functional building. The major changes occurred the post-war years when fixed building design replaced by the flexible modular structure. So the technology help improve the nature of service offered by the libraries. User now want information irrespective of form of document, location of document and time of the document. The only criterion is relevance, accuracy and expeditious access. The size of the collection of the library has lost its attraction for contemporary user community. The library in place an isolated building is now part of a library system. Another change is user attitude is development of ours, the contact with scholars who share the interest. In this perspective, the contemporary library building has to be intellectual library building that maximize the efficiency of the occupiers while the same was allowing effective management resources to the minimum lifetime cost. Now today's we have plan of the library building. ICT equipment is very much required. Every stakeholder, by every user demanding for the internet, Wi-Fi, CCTV camera. It is required. Now the first consideration a new library building to have clear idea to purpose of the building. For a building is needed protection of books and collection of other records from poor environment and mishandling. Housing of books, other collection is variety of accommodation for easy access. Accommodation for readers and other occasional visitors who need immediate or frequent access of the collection service. Study, research, writing, quarters for students, faculty, and visitor scholars required. Space for public resources or service through exhibits, lectures, publications is required for a separate space. Only I tell the point. Next, the chapter is the disasters management. Already know the disasters management team, but what is disasters management? Disasters management is very much required when we design the library building. Okay, first the fire preventive measures, next the water flooding preventive measures, is required. Insurance, insurance provisions. Insurance provision. Libraries are valuable properties, and any loss due to the disasters is major loss. The library therefore must take up insurance policies covering building equipment, resources, furniture, fixtures, and negotiation for the book should be carried out by the person's knowledge. Well, insurance provision is very much required to design of a building plan. Next, in next class, I will discuss the preservation, conservation, restoration. What is preservation? Causes of deterioration of library material. Next, the common causes of loss of digital data. What is binding? Objective of binding. Stock verification. It is very much important. Stock verification. So advanced stock verification. Meaning of stock verification. Advantages of stock verification. Disadvantages of stock verification. Method of stock verification. Different method we have to introduce the stock verification. Next, weeding. Aims of weeding process, causes of disasters, disasters. Some example, natural cause disasters. One is natural disaster. Natural disaster depends on floods, earthquake, tsunami, lightning, man-made disasters, war and arsons, theft, vandalism. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Time is over. I will discuss rest of the unit in next classes.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You can leave now, huh? Uh, okay.
Hello, sir.